Welcome back to the Mark 1 Golf build. In today's episode, we are assembling the engine together, which includes checking the clutch, putting new gaskets on, and tidying it up, and hopefully by the end of the video, we have the engine back in its bay. There's a few jobs along the way we need to tackle before that, so let's get started and get this engine back in.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Got some exciting news on the Golf. We are getting the engine in, hopefully in this episode. Just got a few more bits to do and then we should get it all in. So I've got about just like 20 minutes or something just to do a couple of little bits here. All I'm going to do is take out the gearbox on the engine, see what the clutch is like, take the clutch apart, and then probably replace it in another clip, but I'm just going to do that now and whiz it off. What there is to get these off is just two 19s there. There's two 8mm for the starter motor. Then there is one right here, just below the drive shaft housing right there. There's another 19mm, and it should come out.
I forgot to mention 3 bolts that lay on the bottom of the gearbox that hold the plate in.
Well, as you can see, it's very rusty. Just gonna get little 9mm, I think, or 10mm multi-splines. Buzz that off quick. So clutch doesn't look too bad at all. I'd say it hasn't had a lot of wearing. It's hard to tell, but the surface on it isn't amazing. So once you get these clips out of the way, like that, take this plate, and then you've got these bolts here. So the clutch on these work backwards from a generic clutch these days. I will sit on the outside instead of bolted onto the gearbox. I bolted onto the engine back of the crank. I don't know if it's even worth. I believe they're 17s. I'll grab a 17 and take these off. So as you can see, that was a bit of a pig to get off. And get that assembled, have a little clean up.
So you join me on the next day where we're starting on the engine. So for starters, I'm putting the pulleys on. That's for the cam gear, crank gear, and the distributor gear. Now with all these in place, I can now time up the engine using the marks. To make sure cylinder 1 is at top dead centre, otherwise known as TDC. Taking the spark plug out on number 1 cylinder and putting a screwdriver down there, and catching it when the screwdriver is at its highest point. This was easier as my gear has been painted. There is a mark on the crank gear. For example, it points up at 12 o'clock, and this resembles that cylinder 1 is at top dead centre. Now the bottom end is all timed up, we are now moving on to the top end of the engine. I'm taking off the rocker cover to make it easier so I can see the cams. There's 8 10mm nuts that hold this together. Piston 1 at TDC. Taking the rocker cover off has exposed the condition of the head. From what I can see, there is no scoring on the camshafts. It looks fairly clean, having already put a new cam seal on to make sure no further oil leaks. Time to put the rocker cover back on and move on to the starter motor. Putting the starter motor on and using the bolts held in by some nuts, as the starter motor bolts onto a front mount bracket that will be assembled when the engine goes back into the bay. Focusing on the intake side now. Taking out the throttle body, I believe is a 7mm Allen key, which it has 4. Giving it a gentle clean inside of the pores, making sure there's no dust or any small objects to go inside the engine. Having 2 throttle flaps where the second one opens at 50% throttle, making sure both open well without extra force. Moved on to the fuel distributor now. This came to me very rusty and needed a good clean. Gently rubbing sandpaper on it, and I did need to rub it with a flat surface, because this is key for it to be flat, as a sandwich gasket sits in between it. Having taken apart the fuel distributor, replacing all the seals on the copper washers, getting all the grime out inside, having a few issues sealing it together without leaking fuel, I applied some sealant as this worked best, bolting it down and letting it sit overnight so the sealant can go off. Now I've finished bolting it all down, I can now move on putting the engine back together. So, got the engine all timed up. Timing's up, there's a mark right here that aligns with piston 1 going top dead centre. There's a mark here for the distributor, and then the crank is pointing up, that's behind this pulley, but you can't see it because it's on there. But we will turn over. Yeah, so the engine turns over nice and freely, which is all good. Got a new cam belt on it, and then got a new water pump gasket, which is there. Just need to clean it up a little bit. One of the bolts snapped off, so I got, I don't know which one it was, but got that out yesterday. Got a new O-ring here that goes onto the block.
new thermostat as well. Well, that's all off, so I'll quickly get that on and catch up with you guys.
This was never in my plans. I need you to understand. I think that I'm falling again. If I kept it a buck, that I'm falling in love. Is you gon' be there when I land? Cause I need you to catch me. Everyone left me right here where I stand. Times got hard, they ran. Said I wouldn't do this shit again, but I think I'll take a chance on you. I don't know what I'm feeling. I think that is love. My PTSD has been fucking me up. I wanna let go and just give you my trust, but I'm way too afraid that you gon' leave me stuck in the same place, the same way hoes did me before. But I just can't wait. I need your love way more than you know. Cause baby, you way too different. Can't let you go out of made my decision. Cause you took my heart off the train. Just put up my guard, but you hopped off the fence. Baby, you don't waited long enough. I can't hide it anymore. I think it's obvious. Think that I'm falling again. If I kept it a buck, that I'm falling in love. Is you gon' be there when I land? And I gave you the rest of me, only the best of me. Promise to do what I can. You more than a friend. This was never in my plans. I need you to understand. I think that I'm falling again.
If you've made it this far in the video, make sure you subscribe to support the channel. Come and see when we get the Golf out on the road. Doing a final clean on the gearbox before getting it back on the engine hoist. Mounting the clutch back on and getting the gearbox. After that, we can get the engine back in its bay. Just going to reverse everything we've done when taking the clutch off and put it all back on. The engine is about to go in now. Finished doing everything. My camera died, so just ended up doing everything off camera. Everything's on. Engine mount's on. Gearbox mount. Still got the back mount to worry about. But yeah, just lining everything up so it can all go in. But should be there. Go down, get the hoist out, and then hopefully just angle it in alright, and everything should line up alright. Try not to scratch anything. engine is all in now. All the engine mounts. A bit of a pig to get in. The collars, the little metal collars that were sitting in here kept on. It's hard to line them up when jacking it up to try and get them even to go in almost flush, if you know what I mean. But we're all in now. The rear one's still off at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, which is it's on the floor still, but be alright like that. But yeah, it's all in. As always, thank you for watching, and next episode will be out next Friday, 7 PM. Hopefully get the car running and out on the road. Until then, I'll see you next week.